INFJs and autistic INFJs, welcome back to my channel. The one thing that I struggled a lot with, that I experienced a lot, was feeling like I needed to constantly shrink myself to be invisible just so everybody else around me could feel comfortable. It was like I was constantly walking on eggshells, terrified to show my real true self, because every time I did, I felt like I was judged harshly, I was shut down, or I was made feel like there was something terribly wrong with me. If this sounds familiar, let me know, because it's very common for INFJs and autistic INFJs to deal with this feeling on a regular basis. For me, it was a daily basis that I dealt with this, that I had this feeling. And today I want to break down why this happens, why it is that we do this, and how it's connected to our self-worth. And then I'm going to share with you a mindset shift that really helped me out so that I could live the life that I wanted. I could be me, and I didn't care any longer about keeping everybody else around me comfortable. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name's Trina. I'm an INFJ and I'm also autistic. I created this channel with hopes of helping people like myself feel seen, heard, and understood. And I wanted somewhere I could share resources, things that I know have helped me will help other people. So don't forget to check the resource section in the description of this video. So if you're new, welcome. I hope you find my channel helpful. If you're returning, I'm glad you came back. Don't forget, if you haven't yet, I invite you to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate the support. Okay, before we get going, I do still have one INFJ meet and greet date left open for registration. There is a little bit of time to register. So if you have been struggling to really find your people and you just want to connect with some other INFJs and autistic INFJs, because we can be really hard to find, we tend to hide. I created a virtual space where we all come together for an hour, hour and a half, and we talk about INFJ life. We share stories, we laugh, we support each other. No judgment, very casual. It's fun, nothing to worry about. One date is left open for February. If you want more information on this, the link is in the description of this video. Okay, let's get into this. Why do we take poor treatment from other people and make it part of us? Why do we do that as an INFJ? Well, the number one reason that I think this happens is childhood conditioning. From a young age, we were often made feel responsible for other people's emotions. That was what we took on, right? We learned that if I can keep everything okay around me, like everybody happy around me, then I'm okay. Then I'm good. This is what we learned. So having trouble with words, showing our true selves led to discomfort in others. We got negative reaction. And when that would happen, we would take that and we'd stored it as proof that we were wrong or we were too much. We use that as proof, other people's negative reactions towards us, right? So the message that we received was, I need to be different. It's my fault when people don't accept me. I'm responsible for everybody else's level of comfort. And that's when the pattern begins, making sure that everybody around us is happy. So when we would let our true selves be shown, we could feel that discomfort, or people would judge us, or whatever may happen, and it wasn't a positive experience, we would take that, oh, that's our badness. And we would shrink and we would stop our true selves being shown. I did this so much that I didn't even know who I was. We shrink, we mask, we over-accommodate others. No matter how bad they have made us feel about ourselves, we will still over-accommodate to keep them happy, just to avoid rejection. When someone treats us poorly, we don't see it as their behavior. Instead, it's confirmation that we are the problem. We use it as proof that, there you go, I'm the problem, this is what happens. So over time, this severely erodes our self-worth. So what does it look like for an INFJ, an autistic INFJ, when we struggle with a low self-worth? This is quite interesting because a lot of us don't realize that some of our struggles with finding fulfillment and finding happiness and just being content in our life is actually linked. Oh, and how other people will treat us is linked to our level of self-worth. It's quite interesting because we mirror what we feel our worth is to people, and they will reflect that back on us subconsciously. It's really neat how that works. So when we struggle with low self-worth, we tend to people please a lot, like a lot. We apologize for existing. We apologize for everything. Everything. We're constantly apologizing. That is our life, is just one big apology. We feel guilty to say no. So we have a really hard time saying no, and we will overextend ourselves. We will overcommit ourselves. And it doesn't matter that we're exhausted or that we don't get to do anything that we want to do because we can't say no. So we're just doing it. We're just showing up for everybody else, but not ourselves. We let others take advantage of us on a regular basis. That was me all the time. We feel nobody really sees us. We're always invisible. Nobody takes us serious. We tend to take low-paying jobs, and we tend to allow our supervisors or those above us, maybe even coworkers, take advantage of us and treat us quite poorly. We go from one bad relationship to another, and we wonder why we can't find good relationships. It's just one after another. And we're constantly trying to figure out how to fix ourselves. We're looking for that fix. We're constantly searching for what is wrong with us, that answer of what is wrong with us. That was me. That was my main goal absolutely every day. So when I struggled with low self-worth, basically I self-sabotaged every aspect of my life. My self-worth was so low. An example of this is how low I thought of myself was, say somebody bought me a gift. It was my birthday and somebody bought me a gift. I would have so much guilt around receiving that gift that it would like eat at me for weeks after, that they had wasted their money on me. And I truly believe that that is how they felt. That they felt obligated because it was the right thing to do in society, is to buy her a gift because it's her birthday, and they never ever wanted to. Now, nobody ever said that to me. This was something that I created inside my head and I internalized as being my prophecy. If somebody took me out for supper or bought me a meal, even for lunch, the guilt that I had for like weeks after was so intense because they wasted their money, and I truly believe that they thought that they wasted their money on me because they bought me a meal. I wasn't worth it. That's how low my self-worth was. I didn't think that I was worth anything. So this will follow all aspects and impact. Does that even make sense? This will impact all aspects of our life. That's what I wanted to say. It does follow me. I think of it as like following you through life. When I picture it, when I was really struggling with low self-image or self-worth, I think of it as something that's like tagging behind me, like a big weight on my back. And it impacts all areas of our life drastically. But we can change this. There is a simple mindset shift that made a huge difference. Huge. When I heard this, I'm going to share it with you. When I heard this, I just sat there and my mouth was probably gaping open, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's so true. Understanding that we are not responsible for everybody else's level of comfort is crucial. This is what we need to fully understand deep down, that we are not responsible for everybody else's level of comfort. And in fact, what people think about us or say about us or how they treat us really is none of our business. So the thing that we need to really understand, and what I had to understand, was that, well, first we need to understand what we can control and what we can't control. And this is huge because INFJs and autistic INFJs, we are often searching for those things that we can control. We'll latch on to things and we'll do things, even if it's self-sabotaging, just because it gives us a sense of control. Excuse me. So it may not benefit us, but it's giving us that security, that control. And this is one of them. We worry about other people's thoughts about us, their behavior towards us, as a sense of control, like it's something we can control. But in reality, we cannot. There was a quote that came up. I was actually watching Criminal Minds, that TV show Criminal Minds. I love it. Even though it's a little morbid, I can sit and binge watch it and not get depressed because it's very violent. But I really enjoy it because I find profiling so fascinating. Just learning what makes other people tick. I find it just fascinating. Anyway, on Criminal Minds, I don't know if you've ever watched it, they will share quotes at the beginning of the TV show and then oftentimes at the end. And this quote came up. I can't remember if it was at the beginning or the end. And it was a quote by Wayne Dyer. And it says, how people treat you is their karma. So how people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours. And it just is so true. When I heard that quote, I don't really like the word karma, but it works for this quote, and that's what he used in the quote, so that's what we're going to use. But it's so true. We can't control, we absolutely cannot control other people's behavior, and it's not our business. And we will spend and waste so much time in our life trying to the point where it starts hacking on our self-worth. And we're never ever going to win it. We are only responsible for ourselves, showing up as our true selves. That is all that we can control. We have choices to make. So when people react bad towards us, that's actually about them. Okay? So if we sense that we made them uncomfortable, it's because we mirrored something to them that is all about them. So it's a shortcoming that they have, or it's something that they need to work on, and it reminded them. And people don't like being reminded about that. I've done other videos talking about this, but it's very important to understand this. So we have two choices. We can take their reaction as truth and continue living the life that we really don't want to, because we can't show up as ourselves. We don't get to do the things that we want to do. We're definitely not living for us. We're probably not finding our purpose. We're definitely not happy. Or choice number two, we can notice how interesting it is that we hit a nerve in them and that they've got work to do on ourselves. And then we can drop that baggage and leave it right there because we can't fix them and go about our day. We are only responsible for ourselves. That is all that we can control, and that's what we're responsible for. Showing up as our true self. Their discomfort is not our burden to carry, even though we think that it is. You don't need to twist yourself into something that's easier for others to handle. This is what many INFJs, autistic INFJs, do their entire life. Become the human pretzel so that other people can handle us. Because the fact is, you're never going to achieve their comfort. This is something that is just not achievable for us. It's never going to happen because we cannot control it. We can bend over backwards, become the human pretzel, do whatever it is, accommodate them, hand over foot, whatever it may be. And if they're not going to do the work on themselves, they're never ever going to find comfort. We're going to constantly be reminding them of whatever it is that has made them uncomfortable because they need to go and do it, fix it themselves. You just need to be you and know that the ones who get it are the right people, and the ones who don't never will. And that's completely okay because that's their business. I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you've found yourself doing, shrinking, not allowing yourself to be seen, or just not even knowing your true self because you've tried to accommodate everybody else. I had no idea who I even really was. It has been quite the journey, and it has been a number of years of discovering who I really was because I did this for almost 40 years. So I had a lot of backtracking, a lot of getting to know myself, a lot of rewiring neural pathways in my brain for beliefs that just weren't true. So it took quite a few years of working on this to get to a point where I can say that I don't really care what other people think now. It's out of my control. I'm getting really good at learning how to identify what's in my control and what isn't, and being able to just drop that baggage. And that's what I do. I picture it that I'm just dropping that baggage. I hope this was helpful. Again, I invite you to like this channel, subscribe, like this video, subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate the support. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye for now.